Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. How are you beautiful people doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. Hope everyone's doing well. How are you beautiful people doing today? Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Man, let's just make sure everybody's watching the show tonight because I am so excited about tonight. I want to say welcome to those who will be tuning in, those who will be watching, and those who will be participating. So I'm really excited. So let's get the show on the road. Yes. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. How are you beautiful people doing? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Erica, how are you? Hope you're doing well. And everybody else who might be tuning in very shortly. What's my target market? It's Tuesdays with Terrence. Man, let's get the music pumping. Let me just make sure I'm on every platform so people can see and I can see. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to multiple platforms just to make sure that everything is working just fine. Yep, there it is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see who's watching today so I can give a little shout out to some of the people who may be watching. Uh, Erica, I'm so real Freeman. Thank you for a beautiful day yesterday. I had set up 4 points, but I had one of them today. It's going to be great. I have a couple more this week and one next week. Man, keep that ring call going. Peach Goodwill, how are you? Good to see you. You just got from work, and I know Sunday you was on that Zoom call with that Get Out of Debt. Thanks for tuning in. And anybody else who will be coming in any second now, people are going to start coming in. Let me see if there's anybody on. Let's see anybody on Instagram. I think I have a great show and you guys are going to enjoy it. So share the link, tell people about it. We're not going to be talking about any products tonight. We're going to be talking about why you need to get on my calendar and who is my target market. Mr. Alvin Vasa, welcome. And all those who are tuning in, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to strum along with our theme song. Let's get it queued up for you. Erica, the reason I text you the other day, I'm trying to figure out how I can get that theme song like you be doing on your Zooms. I want to do that on my Zooms. So we'll talk about that. And when we get to Jacksonville, I owe you dinner, lunch, or something. Anyways, I already booked my Jacksonville hotel. I don't know if I'm flying or driving, but I'm really looking forward to that. So again, it's Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's get the music pumping. Here we go. Guitar out. Yes. Ow. Ready?
Dominica made me. That's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I've found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
Thank you so much. I have to strum along sometimes. Let you guys, people think I'm good. I'm not good. I just strum a little bit on the guitar to make me feel a little good. No problem, no problem, no problem. Erica says, so sorry. Yes, I will get it. Listen to take care of. No problem, no problem, no problem. So, how are you beautiful people doing this evening? Hope everyone's doing well. Let me see if there's anybody on Instagram I can give a shout out to. If there's anybody on YouTube, just put your little just put your little 2 cents there so we can acknowledge you. So welcome again to Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a great week. I'm having an awesome week, man. It's like activity is part of my business. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Activity is basically making sure you have people to call and making sure you're setting up appointments. And I'm starting to start thinking about goals for next quarter and for next year. I was talking to one of my colleagues today, Mr. Terry Moore in Maryland. We talk a lot, and we're trying to set some high goals for ourselves. But the funny thing about it's not about goals; it's about helping families, and that's what I do. Now, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna send this to someone. Let's see. See if I'm gonna say tune in. See if they'll tune in. I'm gonna say tune in. Make sure all the way up in Boston. I'm gonna say tune in. But you know what, guys? Let's take a look at the markets. See what happened in markets today. The Dow Jones was down 46.76. The Nasdaq was down 215.50. So a lot of those gains that you made in your 401k, if you're in tech stocks, took a hit today. The S&P down 36.83. Yesterday I was looking at the markets, and the S&P, the Nasdaq and so forth, they're all at all-time highs. And I usually tell people when something is at all-time high, this is the time that you need to protect what you have. So it's one of those things where, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm sending texts to people. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm sending texts to people so they can tune in and watch my show. And these are people who were on my Get Out of Debt Zoom on Sunday, and some of them are clients as well. So I'm sending it to them so they can take a look and see what's going on with me. Hopefully they'll tune in, and if they do, great. If they don't, it's all right. All right. All I'm trying to do is to teach these people some of the things that I do. So anyways, just before we start, let's talk about some current events, what's been happening. Do you all know that money talks and something else walks? I do a health is wealth walk every day. I get out. Yesterday I walked for 2 hours. Today was only maybe about an hour or less. Sometimes I walk between half an hour and 2 hours almost every day to get my steps in. The older you get is the more fit you need to be. I'm no I'm no longer a spring chicken, even though some people think I'm a spring chicken. I look like a spring chicken. I'm not a spring chicken. I'm actually next month in 2 weeks, I'll be 61 years old. But 61 looks good on me. I was told that today. Someone on Facebook said, "What age are you?" I put 61, and they said, "You look like you're in your 50s." So they should have never said that. So now my head's big. You see how big this head and forehead is? It's now it's bigger. I'm going to be walking around like I'm young and fine. But I'm old. I'm old. So, folks, so I do this health is wealth walk, and then I talk about, different things. For example, I mentioned, it's prostate cancer awareness month. If you have a man in your life, the man could be a boyfriend, a husband, a son, a brother, a church brother, a boss, somebody that you know, a neighbor. It could even be your side piece. I don't care. As long as they're a man, make sure they're getting their prostate checked. Make sure they're getting their colonoscopies when they reach of age. All right. So September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. September is also Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And that's a very big thing. I'm not a counselor, so I know if someone tells me something, I'm telling somebody, and take those things very seriously. We have family and friends going through a lot of stuff in their lives. I also found out September is Sickle Cell Sickness Awareness Month as well. Sickle cell. Does anyone you know has sickle cell? So it's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. It is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, Sickle Cell Sickness Awareness Month, and it's also Life Insurance Awareness Month. It's Life Insurance Awareness Month. And one of the things about this is that there are people who are not even aware that their foundation is flawed. And that's part of my job is to educate, pontificate, and teach them to eradicate debt, but also protect what they have. So I talk about that. The next month for you ladies, the tatas, you got to take care of the tatas, right? Save the tatas. Next month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I got 6 sisters, and 2 of them are breast cancer survivors. 2 of them, my baby sister and my eldest sister. So next month, ladies, get the mammograms, get those things checked. So just like this month, the guys need to do the prostate checks and even though they need to find a new way to do it, the colonoscopies, make sure you get the girls checked next month. I'm going to be making an ad very soon on social media. I'm going to be looking for women who attended HBCUs and who are breast cancer survivors or cancer survivors. But breast cancer would be ideal. I've had my sister on the show for about two or three times. I think 2 years ago and 3 years ago I had her on. So I'll wait a little bit more to bring her on another time. But I want to get some other people on to talk about their experiences. And it's really, really important, folks, that we take care of our health because health is wealth. I said today on my live while I was walking, I said, can you imagine having wealth and riches and money, but you have no health and you can't spend it? Someone else is going to spend it. That's terrible. And imagine if you have your health, but you have no money, but you pay all your bills. That's not broke. That's blessed. So you got to make sure that you look into those things and make sure you protect what you have in a very special way. I think it's paramount that people understand those things and they do it. Those of you who are watching, again, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And if you're from the 767, right? 767, Whitey Kubuli, tall is her body, the Commonwealth of Dominica, you call me little boy. But if you're from my village of Point Michel, aka La Pointe, St. Luke's Parish, you call me Luku Boy. Luku Boy is like for little boy. That's what they say. Call me Luku Boy. But guess what? Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. And that's my theme song. I just strum along with it for a little while. And, I just want to make sure you understand that. And you make sure that I'm originally from Dominica, but most of my life was spent in Boston, Massachusetts. And now the South is where I reside. and it sustains me. So let's check this out. What is my target market? So there was a comedian I found on TV, not on TV, I should say, on social media. And a lot of their stuff have some vulgarities in it. So I do follow them because their content is good and funny. And I was watching one of their posts, and I wanted to mimic the post, but sometimes, you cannot imitate well. So I decided to talk about my target market, people that I help, and we're going to talk about that. But she telling the story about a coworker that she had who had borrowed money from her, and and when it was time to pay back, the coworker always says, "Oh, I owe this other person too. I owe this other person too." But she always was in the club. Always saw her in the club. She had kids, but the father was very instrumental in the children's life, and the father was she was always out and partying. But she couldn't understand why does this lady's always partying but always boring, right? And she flipped the script on me and on all of her listeners, and she said, "That is why your friends and family are not your clients. That's why your friends and family are not your clients." And that was very powerful, because I have most all my clients actually kind of become friends. Some closer than others. Some I don't talk to them except once a year or whenever they need me, and some we talk almost every day or we text every day. But she made it clear. She said this, that some people, the reason why they can't be your client is because they know your personal business. Let that sink in for a moment. She said the reason why some people can't be your client because they know your personal business. You tell them your personal stuff. Or she said, in the situation of that former co-worker back in the day, you know, if someone cannot become your client, if you're borrowing from them or if you're always getting stuff from them and not returning, so they don't look at you that way. So stop talking to your family and friends. So I want to make this very clear. I've made a lot of references over the years since I've been doing Tuesdays with Terrence, and I try to, educate family and friends, and people know what I do, but my family and friends, who are not my clients, you're not my target market. Someone might say, "What did you say? Your family and friends are not your target market?" Well, for me, not for all of my colleagues, but for me. And I want to explain that to you. So tonight, we'll talk about this. And this is very, very important. I prefer a client that I don't know. Let me explain. Remember, I gave you these 5 or 6 names? H, you know, colleagues call me H, family call me Havis, and classmates and people back in the day, you know, friends call me Terrence. Some kids or people I know call me Mr. Bardui or some clients. And people know me from back in the day, little boy, or say little boy, they do that. But I want to make something very clear to you, very, very clear. To my family and friends, especially my family, I will always be a dad or a brother or a brother or a cousin or uncle, a big brother, a little brother. To friends, I will always be, a classmate. We went to school together. Um, to some, I'll be, your church brother, or at church, you're an elder, at church, you're Elder Terrence. And to some friends, you're just a friend. Someone told me once that people don't take advice from Facebook, which is not true. Some of my biggest clients that I've met have become uh, my clients from Facebook or from other social media platforms. People reach out to me on WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Right now I'm streaming on about 7 or 8 platforms. Two, my business page, Bardui Financial Service, on Facebook. My personal page, Havis Bardui. Also on Instagram, HTB964 or BFS Financial, and LinkedIn, Havis Bardui or H. Terrence Bardui, and YouTube, Bardui Financial Services. So most of my clients now are referrals from my existing clients. And the reason why they are my clients is because someone told them about me. So for example, this past weekend I had a get out of debt, what we call a good Zoom. About 20 people were invited, and about 8 of them showed up. I was grateful. Out of the 8 that showed up, I've already scheduled appointments with 4 of them. I had one appointment today. It went very well. There are things we need to talk about and go over, on and on. The reason why I'm telling you this is because when I talk to these people, they look at me as a licensed financial pro, a licensed financial professional. They don't look at me as H or Havis or Terrence or Mr. Bardui or little boy or little boy or whatever you want to call me. They don't look at me as that. They look at me because when I start to talk and I start to educate and pontificate, they say, oh my gosh, this guy knows his stuff. I have over 40 years of financial services experience, from banking to mutual funds, annuities, insurance, you know, and with all those years of knowledge that I have, it's culminated into this thing. It's fused into Tuesdays with Terrence. So I educate people and tell them what they need to do. But my friends and family, it's not I have friends and family who are clients. I got friends now who are watching, who are my clients. I have church members now who are watching now who are my client. But most of my clients were people I didn't know at one time. Someone told them about me or they saw me and they wanted to know more. It's like today I had a candid conversation with one of my clients' cousin. I don't know the individual, but we spoke and they had an appointment today with someone. I said, go ahead and have your appointment with that individual, but don't make a decision yet. Why don't you listen to me as well? Give me an opportunity to present to you. And when I come strong. I come educated, strong, knowledgeable, friendly, kind, a little brash sometimes, confident. You see, my confidence sometimes people misconstrue it as arrogance. I'm not an arrogant guy. I am highly confident, very, very confident. And you know why? 2 reasons. One, I'm originally from the islands, so I have an accent. I've been here 50 years almost. In 2 years, I'll be here 50 years. But I never wanted to lose my accent because I want people to know, ask me where I'm from. And 2, I'm a black man. I'm in an industry that was predominantly white, male back in the day. And I know over the years, I've gained so much knowledge and experience where I can hold my own with anybody. I don't care what your ethnicity is. Now, I'm not here pushing race baiting and all that foolishness. I'm just making a point. You got to know the power of who you are and the power of what you are or what you can give out to individuals. I'll give you a prime example. Let's talk about current events. Jimmy Kimmel was suspended by ABC Disney for his comments about, what's his name. And guess what? I didn't agree with it, but money talks and something else walks. And people started canceling their Disney and their this and their that, and because money talks. I heard they lost about 3.6 or 5.6 billion dollars already with a B. And listen, folks, please don't think that you are The pocketbook talks. So therefore, when I go to talk to people, I make sure I come prepared. I make sure I'm knowledgeable. I know what I'm talking about. I've done my research. And the reason why I do that, because it's paramount that people understand. It's paramount that people understand where I'm coming from and what I got to say. And because I have to be twice as good because of my color, my accent, and where I'm from, I make sure that I learn, I master my craft. So even when I do that, my friends and family will still look at me as just H or Havis or Terrence or Mr. Bardui or Little Boy or Luca Boy. But to a complete stranger, I'm a licensed financial pro. And I'm looking for people who are single, they own a home or don't own a home, they have debt, whether the debt could be mortgages, student loans, credit cards, car loans, personal loans, people who are married or single with children, who have to do college planning. I'm looking for, it doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. I don't care. I have clients who have all ethnicities and they hold me in a very high esteem. And guess what? I make sure that I'm accountable. I make sure I'm ethical. I make sure that I'm a fiduciary. A fiduciary is basically someone who has your best interests at heart. So years ago, when I was gung ho trying to get family and friends to become my client, I realized that there's some who sought me out, but because I told you earlier, I have to be twice as good, right? With family and friends, sometimes you have to be three times as good, which is nonsense, which comes to a very, very important point. Many times people hit me up, to sponsor different things that's going on. Talking about the same family and friends who are not my clients. There are times I say no, and there are times I participate because you gotta be able to reciprocate. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. There's people I know that I've given information to, have had appointments with, educated them. They've gone to someone else to do the business. I'm not mad at them. You know why? Because that's their conscience. They know that I was the one who educated them because the other person was not as good as I was. But however, people don't want you to know their business, but that's okay. So I want to talk to strangers. I want to talk to my clients' friends. As a matter of fact, my family and friends, I want to talk to their friends and their in-laws who don't know me. Because after they listen to me, they will say, oh my gosh, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. Listen, if I had to pull up this thing right here, some of my services, just some of my services, I can get you in a debt elimination plan. I can get you with some tax-free retirement, life insurance with living benefits, income protection, 401k, 43B, TSPs, 457s, IRA rollovers, mortgage protection, disability insurance, college planning, annuities. I can even help people who are turning 65 with Medicare. Or people who are already on Medicare, I can show them why they need a supplement instead of private service, a Medicare, HMO, HSA. It's one of those things. Robin, how are you? How you doing? Cameron Robin, hope you're doing well this evening. Folks, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. Good evening, Miss Esther Duran Kazemi. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Folks, my job is to educate. My job is to teach people how to get out of debt, how to protect their income, and how to what? Create legacies. I don't care if you're single. I don't care if you have no kids. You need to find ways to protect your estate. You need to find ways to do that. Your foundation, your financial foundation, could be flawed and you don't even know about it. I talked, and I have a client in Philly. I talk about her all the time. You know, she's not on social media. She doesn't have internet. I don't even think she has internet or cell phone. She's about 76, 77 years old, somewhere around there. But this client of mine always says to me, Terrence, don't go anywhere now. Sometimes she calls me just to see if I'm alive. Now, listen, I'm 60. She's 76. She goes, I don't know what I'm going to do without you. This lady was such a planner that she made sure she protect what she had. I have another client. He's been my client now for several years in North Carolina, in Charlotte. And this client told me they were saving as if they were not going to get their 401k. And when I spoke with those people, they became my clients because they knew that I can protect what they have. My job is to protect what you have. Protect it from what? Market loss. I told one of my clients today they're walking naked. You're walking naked. Now, what does that mean? What it simply means is simply this. You're in a glass house. It's not protected. People can throw stones at it. You want something solid that when stones are thrown, it bounces off. You know, like a bulletproof glass. And a lot of people are not doing that. So check this out. If you are 59 years old or over and you have a 401k, a 403b, a 457, or a TSP, you should immediately be talking to me about an in-service rollover if you're still working. If you have 401ks, 403bs, 457s, and TSPs, and you've retired, you need to talk to me as well to protect it from loss because you're not working anymore. You're not contributing anymore. If you have 401ks, 403bs, 457, and TSPs from old jobs that you no longer work there no more, you need to talk to me. If you're going to take any risk, take a risk with what you're currently doing, not your nest egg. Not your nest egg. I consider myself the safe money guy. You know why I'm the safe money guy? Because my clients never lose a penny. I just told you a little while ago. Let me tell you again what it is. Let's take a quick look. The markets today was a little choppy. All right. Let's see. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 88.76 points. That's not much, but it was down. The NASDAQ, the tech stocks, were down 215,000. And I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. 215,000, 215.50. And the S&P was down 36.83. Now, I have a friend who I watched their 401k for them. And, I saw the growth that they had so far. Years ago, that friend of mine talked to me because we're really good friends. I remember the year, it was 2008. The markets were going crazy. They said, I have a 401k and I don't even know nothing about it. I was securities licensed at the time. I had my Series 6 and 63 license. So I was doing that part and also this part as well. And they said, help me. I asked them some questions. I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to show you how to, not protect it, but we're going to show you how to, because you have about, back in 2008, 18, 28, you had about 25 years to go of working. you know, according to that individual. So let's show you what your risk tolerance is. And now this person's one was over 300 grand now. Um, but the key about it was that their company will not allow them to do an in-service rollover. In-service rollover. And I see your questions in the chat. I'll come to it in a moment. In-service rollover. But the key is simply this. This individual trusts me explicitly. And that's a friend now. Remember, I told you I'm not looking for friends to be my clients, but that's a friend because they know what I know is what I know, and what they know is what they know. You see, a very smart individual, people who are smart. I talked to some clients on Sunday. They're some of my best clients. They live in the Midwest, all the way in Texas, somewhere out there. You would have called Texas the Midwest or the South, same thing. And those clients were contemplating a financial move. And they're my clients. Everything that I've done everything for them. But they called me to run it by me. Now listen, first of all, they don't need my permission to do what they're going to do. And those people are doing very well. But as a licensed financial pro, they wanted to run it by me. I gave them my blessings and I told them you can use your IBC, your infinite banking concept, for what you want to do. That means so much more to me than people who tell me stuff like, when I hit the lottery, I'm going to call you. I tell them, hell no, you're going to call me. If you want to let me help you with $50 a month, you're going to help me when you have 1.9 billion or 300 million or 100 million or 50 million. You're not doing that. There's somebody watching right now. I will not call their name. They're probably asleep, but they're watching. If this person hit the lottery, I guarantee you that one of the first persons they call is me. You know why? Because they value me. They've told me that. The compliments that they give me about financial services, I can't share it with you because it would be too personal. But the thing about it is that they understand that I know what I know, and I help families protect what they have. You see, my clients are not ballers, athletes, musicians. Those big shots, they're not my clients. They're not my target market either. Because their agents usually put them in touch with somebody. Some of them, I don't understand why. Listen, if I was the advisor to every professional athlete, none of them would ever go broke. Ever. 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 They would have guaranteed lifetime income. Because remember, some of them have lost a lot of stuff because they had the wrong advice from wrong people. So listen, I want to chat. Cameron Robbins says to me, he says in the chat, he says, what is your consultation fee to have your personal attention for an hour? Oh, it's so funny. I had a personal consultation with someone today for an hour. And the person asked me, after our consultation, they asked me what was my fee. And I'm going to give you Cameron Robin. Thanks for watching tonight. And share this live if you think it's important to you. I told that individual that you cannot afford to pay me. Now, you might take it personal and say, I'm a billionaire, I'm a millionaire, I got money, I can pay. That's not what I mean. My personal consultation costs you nothing. You know why? Because after you meet with me for an hour, I'm going to make some recommendations. And I'm going to tell you, let me tell you a secret about me. When I tell clients recommendations, they're not recommendations. They're actually orders. But I cannot order anybody. I can't tell anybody, you got to do this. It's like the doctor. The doctor ain't tell you, you got to stop smoking or you got to exercise. They tell you, you should stop smoking. And I recommend that you walk or you go to the gym or you change your diet. But they make recommendations. But what they're telling you, if you want to continue with the crappy lifestyle, you need to make changes. It's the same thing with me. So after you become my client, you got to tell everybody you know, Mr. Robin, your mama and them, your father and them, your friends and them, your girlfriend and them, your wife and them, your kids and them, their friends, your co-workers. I tell my clients, you're like, what do you mean? Why would you sit? What are you talking about, dude? What do you You see, I'm the main piece. Licensed financial professional. I teach you three things: how to protect your income, how to eliminate debt if you have it, and how to have a legacy. And there's multiple things you need to know. I was talking to someone today, and when I found out what their net worth was, they don't have, it's frozen. I apologize for the screen freezing. I don't know why it's freezing tonight. There's a lot of internet action going on here. That's why in the house. And basically, I told him, you're walking naked. I say, the wealthy people, you ever see them, you can't sue them. They don't own nothing, but they control everything. So you have a house, or you have multiple homes, you have a business, you have all these things, and it's not protected in the shell. There's lawsuits. I used to have a colleague, right? They live on a mountain and they own a plane. Even the Volkswagen Golf that they drove was in a trust. They didn't own anything. So I'm not here to tell you, I don't give advice on Tuesdays with Terrence, because I have to start asking you questions. What I do is I give you nuggets, I give you gems, and I give you teasers. You know, you ever go, you want, for those of you who go to movies, I don't go to movies, but those of you who go to movies, they have the trailer, right? You look at the trailer, you're like, oh man, I got to see that movie. But guess what got you? The trailer. So this is just the trailer. And then we have a one-on-one. We talk, teach you how to use non-traditional financial concepts that you don't know nothing about, the wealthy is doing and killing it. Listen, people talk about, man, I got to get crypto, Bitcoin, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. I don't care what you do. All I want to know is what percentage of your money you don't want to lose. And when you tell me what percentage of your money you don't want to ever lose, I show you how to protect it. Everybody needs 3 retirement strategies. Everybody needs 3. You want to know what the 3 are? The 3 are get in my DM. You all know how to get in my phone. Why it's frozen. I apologize that my screen is freezing. My internet, I need to me. I don't know what it is, or up. I don't know, something I need to do that, because it's driving me crazy. So I apologize for that. So if you don't have those 3 supplements for retirement, you know, you might be taking. What if they get rid of Social Security in 2035? I don't think, but who am I? Powell, not Colin Powell. Colin Powell is former Secretary of State. Jerome Powell. The current administration them to drop it at 0.4 basis points. They did 5, you know, to kick the economy, jumpstart it. But you know what? Clients, even whether it goes up or down, they don't lose anything. And some of you, like, when I talk to some people, it's I show them strategies, and they're still procrastinating. I'm not mad at them because sometimes I think that they don't really understand everything I'm saying. And pride thing, they be asking all kind of questions. I love my they're smart people can ask questions. If people are too smart, I think that there's something showing who. I don't know why it's freezing like that, folks, but I apologize. I keep showing them holes in their system. My job is not to embarrass you because I don't know why the internet is freezing like this. I apologize. I don't know why. There's nothing I can tell you. I need a new laptop, right? Maybe I get a new laptop. I need to do. I will be getting a new one next month. But check this out. If what you think was trying, some of you may, and it's still the question, or everything that you thought was right, everything that you thought was right was not right. Answer after you guys give me. Put it in the chat. Let's make this interactive because you ask a couple of questions. You say good night. If everything you thought about from Dominica, I'm sick totally, married to the wonderful Andy. I don't know. What if everything that you thought about me was not true? Children, my siblings, if everything, how soon would you know? Put it, man, this thing is freezing like crazy. I think I'm going to end this live pretty soon because it's freezing up, and I don't know why. If everything you thought to be true was not true, how soon would you want to know? Put it in the chat. You all scared? Okay. I put my putting letters too. It's freezing, guys, and I apologize. I would want to know yesterday. I'm gonna go in here and put it on this. I'm gonna put it in my business page as well, so you can find out if everything that is true not true. When would I want to know about it? When would I want to know it? Yesterday. And this thing is freezing, so I'm gonna end Zoom. Guys, apologize. I would want to know yesterday. Right now, Robin. So I don't blame people for what they don't know. I don't blame people for what they don't know. Yeah. I don't blame people for what they don't know. That if they said that if everything that you thought was true was not true, how soon you want to know? Right now. If someone was lying to you or cheating you out of something or what, you would want to know right now. I said yesterday to make my point. In my business, we said the best time to start was 30 years ago. The second best time is today. And too many of us procrastinate. We take so much time I'll tell you, this is what I pick on my clients, and I always tell them that. I say, if you got to prove for a house that you want, you know, you got to prove for a house that you want, car that you want to buy. You got to prove money down. No money down. No money down today. And you could drive. Would you drive? We start today. Why can't we start today? So, folks, listen, Mr. Robin, what I want you to get him DM and number. I apologize for all this freezing, guys. I'm going to end this live because it's not fair to you. I apologize. I don't know what's going on with my computer, internet. I'll be honest. I know for a fact the bill's paid, but I don't know what's going on. So we're going to, Mr. Robin, Cap Robin, get my DM. Send me your phone number. Send me a text. You see my notes? Send me a text on my schedule. And for the rest of you who wants to know more about the different concepts we talk about, whether you're interested in debt elimination, free retirement, tax-free retirement, life insurance, living benefits, 401k, TSP, 457, 403b rollovers, mortgage protection, long-term care, college planning, if you have kids or grandkids, annuities, any of those things, get on my calendar. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. Some people call me Little Boy. Some people call me Luku Boy. If you're from the 767 Whitey Kubuli, Point Michelle, St. Luke's Parish, aka La Point, you call me Luku Boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. I'm a licensed financial pro. My internet is acting funny. Tina Stevens, Sakafet, how are you? Good to see you, fam. And everybody else who's watching. I want to thank you guys for watching tonight. I'm going to play my theme song as we close. And I'm saying to you, you want to know more. Remember, my target market is people who don't know me. If you're a family and friend, I'm not going to, I don't, my family and friends, I don't hit them up in my DM. Hey, how come you're not my client? I don't do that. If they want to know more, they hit me up. Or if your husband tell me to call your wife, I'm going to, and I'll tell you this. One of my best clients, I told you guys before, one of my best clients is one of my childhood friends. On. I'm going to end this, man. We're freezing up. We're going to play our theme song and we're going to close. So for those of you down, or send me a text, a DM, get in my comments if you want to know more about. Bear with me as we play our theme song. Here we go. As we start, let's get it to go.
Scammer.
Man, we're having a rough day today, boy. Nothing is working. Nothing is working. Folks, I'm going to end this live. Mr. Stewart, the president of American Classic Agency, the company that cares, welcome, and everybody else. I'm going to end this live because my internet is acting funny. I do apologize, you know, and I want to make sure that we play my theme song for you as we close. You know, as we close. And I said this to one of my friends, and they sent me a funny message. I try to get people to look at my show. I'm not trying to recruit you, nor am I trying to get your money. All I want you to do is that there may be somebody you know who needs my help. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Good night, everybody. I will strum along for you. Here we go.
Dominica made me, that's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, Boston raised me line. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston really high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's booty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
I want to thank you for tuning in. I apologize for the technical difficulties and all the freezing up at the end, but you can go back and watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Bardui Financial Services on YouTube. You can watch it on my Facebook page, Havis Bardui. My business page, you should go on my business page, Bardui Financial Services, and follow me there as well. You can watch it also on, it was on LinkedIn. It was live on Instagram and X as well. But those things, they don't keep it on there. But Bardui Financial Services on YouTube is the best way that you can go back and watch it. There's a whole library of different things that I do. But I want to thank each and every one of you, for tuning in, especially Mr. Cameron Robin. I just want to tell you that there's some stuff that you asked me about on this. I can't comment on it for you because I don't want to talk about your business in front of everybody. If you're interested in getting in touch with me, you know how to get in touch with me. My number is scrolling right here. My cell phone is 864-607-1361. For those of you who know, my business line is 434-535-6099. It's always there, man. Plus, you can DM me. Do what you feel comfortable, but make sure you get on my calendar, because guess what? I'm a licensed financial pro who's going to blow your mind with information that's going to make your life a lot easier with income protection. Not just income protection, but what? Debt elimination and legacy creation. Man, I'm here to serve as an agent of change for middle American families. Income protection, debt elimination, and legacy creation. Good night. One love. God bless you. Thank you for getting in touch with me. Get in touch with me if you want to, and we'll go from there. Blessings.